All right, we are starting with our 15 under. Now it shows Aiden, but this is not Aiden. I think we had a last minute ad here. Now the 15 and under running the same course as our adults. Also the same course as the 13 and under, if you happen to see that. And we've got all clears so far. And this is Finnegan. This is a tough obstacle right here. And missing the throw off of the spider, or off of the flying squirrel. And falling on the bounce, unfortunately. Now this is an interesting obstacle, the spider jam. You got the spider climb aspect, but there are things in the way. Getting around them is tough. And Finnegan unable to do that. Now on the wing nuts. And just going monkey barring through them. Smart idea. Now this first one is stable. The next two will rotate 360 degrees freely. So you gotta catch on both sides. Kind of like a wing nut, but more difficult for sure. You saw him reach with one hand. That's unfortunately just not going to work on that obstacle. Coming up in the last lane here, cane lane. He's got plenty of time. This first bar, you got to hop out with a cane. He's got to get his feet up. He's low on that cane. Let's stay out to another one and unable to hold it. We will reset the course briefly and go right back into our next runner. Our next runner, I believe, will be Aiden. All right, getting ready for our next runner, Aiden. Aiden trains at Conquer Woodbury, one of the stronger ninjas for sure in this wave of 15 and under. In fact, I mentioned they're running the adult course. I would be willing to bet we will see times and point totals equal or perhaps even better than our adult pros. This 15 and under age category is no joke. Some of these kids have been doing ninja the majority of their lives. Aiden quickly through the first two obstacles, now onto the sliding rings. Lots of swing and getting that no problem. Almost too much swing. He saw him shoot way past that mat and going right into that icicle alley. No issues. Choosing to use all of them, which we haven't really seen. We saw a lot of people skip those icicles. And he is cruising. There we go, we got our time going here now. And really nice and flowy laches through the ring trapeze. Let's see what he chooses to do here now. This is lower body only. And you're gonna see a few different varieties of how people choose to go about this. You can use any of those pads, but they are wobbly and he gets the point. Now into Spider Jam. So I'm kind of wiping his feet off a little bit there. Let's see what he chooses to do here. This has been probably the best way we've seen it. Getting your back up against that wall. Getting your feet around and kind of using those mats. He's through the first one, on to the second one. Now you notice these are a different shape. They're also a little bit bigger, I think. A little bit harder on that second one. And the rule is you cannot let the top mat of either of those pillars touch the ground. And he was able to clear that obstacle, working his way through wing nuts into propellers now. Again, propellers, an interesting obstacle. And he gets it, no problem. He is making really good time. Asking for chalk. Going in this last alley, you got to hop this first cane out, lâché to another cane. Then it's like maybe an 8.5, 9 foot lâché. But it's a weird one up to a red bar. That red bar will be worth 1 of the 2 points. And then it's out to the salmon ladder, all the way to the top. He catches that cane. Now this is a weird lâché here. You're going up a little bit. You're coming off of a cane, and that cane makes it difficult to get your swing totally straight. But he gets it. Now he needs to touch the upper crossbeam off of the salmon ladder. So he's got to bring this up a little bit higher at least. You don't have to get it in the last one if you don't want. He didn't. And that is a full clear for Aiden, and even helping us reset the obstacles. Let's see what his time is at here. I think it's 1:57. So we saw the 2-minute mark break. Setting the bar for the rest of our 15 and unders. All right, up next we have Marcus. Marcus, I'm looking at his shirt here. I think he's from 605 Ninja. All right, sorry, I misspoke. So Aiden, my time was off on my computer here. I do not have the official time. Aiden finished with a full clear at 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Still a very, very solid run. Did not break the 2-minute mark. I was a little surprised when I saw that. But 2:42 with a full clear. And that full clear, you know, there's no guarantees, but that is a pretty likely shot at being on the podium. So Marcus here through the first 2 obstacles. And into the third. Marcus is indeed from 605 Ninja. Now that he's closer to me, I can see it a little clearer. Going through this first icicle, and that's really the tough hold there. Unable to hold on. That icicle we saw in our 13 and under group, really a ninja killer. And we've got these long lâchés, doing really good so far. To the next set of rings. Let's see if he goes for the dismount. He does. All right, going across the roadblock. Lower body only, but he can move any pads. He can step on them, and he gets through. Now into Spider Jam. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Putting his back against the wall. You can put hands and feet, any pressure you want on those mats or on top of it. You just can't let the top mat hit the ground on either pillar. And he's getting around the second one using the top, which is not a bad idea. Gives you a little more space to work with. And now for the dismount, gets the point. And missing the propeller, unfortunately. Gets that first cane out, though. Goes to the second, and he's able to hold on. Let's see if he can straighten out. You do have to straighten out that swing. You can see the cane sliding around. You can see his swing going off to the left. That's going to end his run. Finishing with 7 points. At a time, I believe, of 154. Up next, we have Ian Frankel from Conquer Woodbury. All right. So Ian through the first obstacle and through the second tips that mat over, but able to get it. Through the rings, going to this first slider. A little bit of crooked swing, but it is a big landing mat. That's a clear. We did get the clear call from our head judge, Ben Ninja Man. All right, now into this grip alley, starting with a small cone and a cannonball. And the tough one here, the ice skull. Wow, and he had it for a second. Clearly had the strength to get it, just couldn't quite hold on. And on these ring trapezes, out to the first one. Going to work his way through the second. And not able to get that. Came up just a little bit short. Checking his hands. All right, I think the judge is letting that happen. I'm not sure what he was doing exactly. Maybe setting it to a spot he wanted. Now, this is lower body only. And he's able to get it. All right, into the spider trap, coming up to the first trap in the spider trap. Working his way out, trying to figure out what to do, how to approach it. And he's through. He's on the second one now, working his way around. Or no, he's on the first one still, sorry. But he has gotten his first foot out on the wall. And he's through the first one. And he does need to be conscious of time here. After this, he has 2 more obstacles. But he's got about a minute left of this course. There's a 4-minute time limit. So hopefully he's able to get through this quickly and at least be able to attempt the next few points available to him. All right, he's working his way through and he's got it. He's got 30 seconds left. And you can see his time, his points aren't updating in that obstacle tab. We're going to work on that, try to get that figured out for you. And got the reach through the wing nut. That's 1 point right there. And he's choosing to skip it, which is smart. He could get an extra point here, especially if he didn't feel comfortable on the propellers. If he gets out to this next cane and touches, oh, unfortunately unable to do it, but still a smart move overall. So Ian ending with 6 points, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this up. I think it's not auto-updating. All right. So you can see here our standings so far. Aiden with a full clear, the only full clear so far, followed by Marcus, 7 points. Ian with 6 points, you just saw him run, and Finnegan with 3. Take that off for our next runner, Evan White. Now Evan could certainly give Aiden a run for his money. Let's see if he can put it all together. Evan, known as the Cubing Ninja, trains in Conquer Woodbury as well, with Aiden and some other runners that we've seen so far today. We'll see what Evan chooses to do. If he chooses to push it, he is going to be one of those fast times I was talking about, giving even the adult pros a run for their money. So let's see if he's able to do that. We've got a few obstacles being reset. Now with this 15 and under course, the same as the adult course, there's just more to it. Means we have a little bit more downtime between each runner, making sure everything is ready to go. Also, because these kids are such strong ninjas, they're usually getting to and touching every obstacle, which means we have to reset it. All right, so you see Evan stepping up. We're about ready to go. You can see Ben, our head judge, coming over. Evan making sure his shoes are where he wants them. All right, Evan up to the starting platform. If you want to see a sub 2 minute run, this could be it. Let's see if he tries to push it. He knows what Aiden is at right now. All right, he's through the first one, through the second one. All right, playing it safe. Not choosing to skip anything so far. Going for points. Big pullback, sliding ring. And he gets that point. That back foot was close, but he did get it. Let's see that grip strength and that lock off. No problem. Skipping down, probably the smart move there, and goes right through it. Into flying squirrel. Taking an extra swing. Gets those rings. Let's see if he goes right away. No, he's going to take one more swing here. Should go here, I imagine. And he does. Another very fluid, very easy looking lache. Another trailing back foot, though. Clearly had enough swing to get it, but somebody's got to tell him to watch those back feet. All right. And just jumping right into the spider jam, sorry. Let's see what he chooses to do. He's going similar to what we've seen, putting his back against the wall, using those pillars. Very smooth on that. And he gets through that. Really no problem. Gets his hands out. And he's good to go. That is a clear. He's taking a little breather here. No chalk, though. Let's see the propellers. And going right into it. Very nice. All right, if he gets this full clear, he will probably take first place. Let's see how much time he spends here, though. Shaking out a little bit. All right, through the first cane to the second cane, gets it. He's grabbed it in the right spot, too. That's important. All right, he's got 1 point from hitting that red bar. Now he just needs to reach the top, and he does. Let's see what his time ends at. And Evan also hopping the bar down, helping us out. He had a little more in the tank still. So Evan taking first place now. 12 points, full clear, with 2 minutes, 21 seconds as his time. Beating out Aiden, our other full clear, by about 21 seconds. So very good run from Evan. Nice run, dude. Up next, we have Sam, also from Conquer Woodbury. All right, Sam on the rolling steps. Through that very easily. Now on to the sliding rings. Went through parkour pretty quick. Getting up to this first slider. Big pullback. He's got a lot of swing. This should be no problem. Probably could have cleared that landing mat if he wanted to. Now on the grip. Let's see if he can get this icicle. He's got it. Can he make the move? He does. Touches that, so that top obstacle or icicle, if you touch it, you guarantee yourself one of the 2 points. If you were to not touch that, which we've seen some people do, and then fall coming down on the back half, you would get 0 points. But touching that at least guarantees you 1 point, but Sam was able to secure both points. Oh, and you saw him, I think that swing took him a little higher than he wanted. And in turn, he kind of came up a little bit short. He had both hands on those rings, but was fully extended. You saw him close here on roadblock, almost put his hands down, but did not, and able to get that point. Sam's still got a very strong run going. So he's not going backwards yet. Let's see if he chooses to. No, he's going to stay forwards. We haven't seen anybody do that yet in this age group. I think he's going to try the same thing here, but it's a tighter gap. No, he's going to try to go over a little. And he swings his feet through. That might be the move. That might be the beta right there if you've got enough room and you've got the arm strength. Now going into the wing nuts. Gets that first one. Now on the propellers. The first propeller, of course, is stationary. And he gets the first propeller. Let's see if he can make this second one. Of course, this gets even more difficult. Going from a stationary one to a moving one, which is hard. But then moving to moving propeller is difficult. They can spin so easily. Now Sam taking a little bit of a break. He's got time. He's got 1.5 minutes still. All right, he gets out to the first cane. Able to hold the second one. If he touches this red bar, he doesn't need to show control, but if he touches, he gets a point. And he's able to show control, so he can move on to the next part of the obstacle. Salmon ladder. Oh, got it across, but it looked like he shot it off to the right and really only landed it in one run. So that ends Sam's run, but I think that's going to put him in third place. He is in third place with 9 points, just under our 2 full clears. Our next runner, Mason. Mason training at Obstacle Academy. All right, Mason's up on the rolling steps. No problem there. Mason definitely a taller competitor in this age group. Gives him that extra reach on obstacles like this, but might make things a little bit difficult on certain obstacles as far as keeping your feet up and fitting in tight spaces like the spider jam. Now let's see what his grip strength is like. He reaches out right to that cannonball, but the icicle, of course. The real, oh, so he tries to skip it, which is not a bad idea. These athletes, of course, know their grip strength, know their strengths and weaknesses. If he thought he might not be able to hold on to that, bumping forward and skipping it is not a terrible idea, but it is a long grab. He touched it. It could have been possible, but he was unable to hold on. But he is able to get through the ring trapeze. Oh. Kicks off the roadblock and gets through that obstacle. So Mason having a good run so far. He did miss 2 points because of the icicles, but still able to get a podium as of now. Still able to get 10 points. Working his way through the spider jam. In some ways, the height helps you on here because you can just fully straddle those mats and get feet across pretty easily, but fitting through those gaps is kind of tough too, and you got to make sure not to tip over the top mats. And he just works through it with his back against the wall. Didn't need any extra time to turn around or anything like that, and it worked. Gets the point. Into the wing nuts, and he's able to just reach nice and steady into propellers. These second 2 spin. You saw him reach out one hand first. He needed to go both at the same time. Now this first jump out, you jump out with a cane. Need to get it on that bar. And he goes immediately. That is the only person across any age group that has had to do that jump that we have seen continuous that. Might be setting the bar for some future runs. And he gets the first point by touching that red bar. And needed to bring the salmon ladder all the way to the top, or touch the top actually, and unable to do so. So he does get 1 point there. Ending though with 8 points, 2 minutes and 45 seconds, putting him in 4th place. We've still got a handful more of our 15 and under crew running. And then later we will have our amateurs, adult pros, and our 40 plus masters category. They'll be running this exact same course. And you will see some fast runs, I'm sure, especially in that pro category, though we have seen a couple fast runs already today. Full clears, too. This is tougher than a lot of the area qualifiers that you'll see. This, again, is an area qualifier for UNAA. The top, I don't know how many, I should check. Move on to the regional qualifier, and the top 3 from there will move on to World Finals. You can see the top 50% or top 30% move on from each age group. Move on to regionals. And this is Tristan. Tristan is through the first 3 obstacles so far. Getting that icicle, touches the other icicle, but he's going to be through, I think, no problem, and he is. Through that first ring trapeze. He is building up a lot of swing. Unfortunately falls on the rolling log. The roadblock. He stepped off of it, and those mats are on another mat, so they're not on solid ground. They are tippy. Going through the spider jam. He's through the first one. Deciding what he wants to do here on the second one. All right, so this is maybe not Tristan. This might be Zach. My bad. All right, this is Zach, so Tristan is what's showing. That is not who's running. Might have been a late add or something like that to our run order. So Zach getting 1 point on the wing nut / propellers. Now onto the cane lane, jumping out. He's going right for it too. That's second in a row. And really good job of correcting his swing. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but he was coming off very, very angled. Just peels off the sail ladder bar, unfortunately. So Zach ending with 8 points, a time of 2:34, putting him in 4th place currently. So you can see our top 4 right there in the standings. Points being the deciding factor first, but if they are tied, time becomes the tiebreaker. All right. So I think up now we have Tristan. Apologies for the confusion earlier. Nope, this is not Tristan. This is Lindsay, who trains at Conquer Woodbury. Oh, and she tries to go for the skip. Now she is clearly just going all out on this run. But gets the ring swing. Let's see if she can get this grip. She's going to reset a little bit. She might try to skip. Yeah, she's gonna just go off of it. Going right into the next obstacle here. Lindsay really needs to just take a breath here and reset. One of the things in Ninja, of course, failing one obstacle, especially if it catches you off guard, can really throw off your whole run. The mental side of Ninja, definitely a big part of the game for sure. Let's see if Lindsay can kind of reset here. Get a few points, get a rhythm back, hopefully. She was able to get through the spider jam. Now on the wing nuts. Didn't get that first propeller, but did get 1 point by touching the stationary one. Last lane here, cane lane. Just went for the automatic dismount. So Lindsay finishing with 2 points, 26 seconds. Now you notice Lindsay was given, I'm going to hear just my voice here for a second while we get this up. Lindsay was given just 2 points. The way UNAA works is that you, after 3 falls, your run is done officially, but we are allowing people to finish out the course still. Apologies here. I'm going to go ahead and just narrate Abe's run. We don't have a video feed at the moment. Abe has a ton of swing on the ring slider. Could probably clear that entire thing. He is up on the icicles and falls on the first icicle, unfortunately. Now he's going to chalk up. All right, he is through. I think it's the transmitter. All right, and Abe is on the roadblock. He did not get the ring trapeze, unfortunately. We're going to get the video feed back up here in just a second. There we go. He gets through the roadblock, though. And he's into the spider jam. So Abe has a handful of points right now. Abe training at Conquer Woodbury. Working his way through the spider jam. Figuring it out. And I believe he fell in that spider jam again. And Abe does get 1 point so far. All right, Abe now on the cane lane. Gets the cane out to the first one. He's going to go for the second one here. And unfortunately unable to grab it. That is the end of his run. Good run by Abe. All right. We've got our video back up here. We've got another runner. This might be our last runner, I believe, of the 15 and under age category. Let's throw up the standings here for you. We've still got Evan in first place, followed by Aiden. Those are our 2 full clears. Then we've got Sam and Zach. All right, she's rolling though. She's on the side, but no issues there. And nice and speedy. So Lexi here from 605 Ninja out of South Dakota. On to the ring slider. She's got a big swing. She should have no issue. She does not, and she gets the point. Now the grip strength test, of course, with this icicle. We've seen a few people kind of try to skip it. Oh, and she gets it. Very, very good job. Some insane grip strength. Out to the flying squirrel. Lexi looking very strong. Looking like a full clear is certainly a possibility so far. Couple good catches. She gets the dismount, and that is a clear. Now onto roadblock. Going through nice and easy, but she's starting to lean. Saves herself. Very good save. She cannot touch her hands on anything, including that blue mat behind her. Actually, nothing can touch that blue mat. And she gets it. That was a very, very good save on Lindsay's part. That is a tough spot to be in. Wiping her shoes off for the spider jam. She gets around that first jam. Coming up to the second one here. Nice work through that. She's about halfway through her course run time limit. She's working her way backwards, switches, and comes through. Now she's got 1 minute and 45 seconds left. She has 2 more obstacles worth 3 more points, I believe. No, worth 4 more points, actually. So the first point here, when she touches this next one right there, that is a point. Now let's see if she can get through the propellers. We've only seen 2 people get them, and they are our 2 full clears. She's got to catch it with her hands at the exact same time. Ow. She did do that. Unfortunately, they weren't centered. So no more chance at a full clear, but very good shot at being on the podium. Certainly being on the podium likely here for the females, especially if this is our last runner. But she could potentially top 3 overall. Oh, she saves it. She needs to get to this red bar and touch it for a point. And, of course, unfortunately she falls off. That, however, puts her at 9 points, 2 minutes, 43 seconds. That is a 3rd place run overall. So we have Evan with a full clear at 2:21. Aiden, second place, full clear at 242. And Lexi with 9 points at 243. All right, that is the end of our 15 and under. This stream will end. You can see the stats and the standings there. We'll be back a little bit later. We'll have the awards up for this age group in just a few minutes. And then later today at 3 p.m., we will have our Masters, followed by our adult, amateurs, and pros. Those will be running every hour, pretty much nonstop after the Masters go until this evening. So we're going to cut the mic here, but we will keep the video feed rolling for the award ceremony.